Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this shit show. 3 first-level characters, 2 of them a foot in the grave, another one probably going to fall in the pit, being chased by 3 gnolls.
Oh, fuck.
And a hyena.
How do you jump across? Okay, good.
Now, the hyena was literally mid-air when we stopped last time, jumping across the pit. I have to make its acrobatics check to jump across.
Roll
see
a
what it
one.
does. Double checking my skill, and now rolling. Where are you?
That would be hilarious.
1.
Here we go. Sorry. Took a minute. It does not roll a 1.
Damn it.
You rolled a 2.
No, actually, it actually got the total of an 8. Which means it hits on the other side, and it grabs on his paws.
Kick it.
Oh, no.
Oh, it can't hold on to that, yeah.
I mean, they do have rare claws that are able to, you know what I mean? So animals survive in the wild. It's struggling. It's struggling. We can see it. We can pull itself up. All right, it's top of initiative. Neil, it's your turn.
Fucking kick it.
Baron levels the crossbow at its face and pulls the trigger.
At the thing now, at the hyena.
Yep.
They're generally provoke an attack of opportunity, but I think it would be a little ridiculous.
It might even be flat-footed against the floor.
Oh God, you yeah. Why don't you make your attack roll, and I'll deal with the numbers on this side.
Let's hope it's flat-footed.
You hit. Boom. Ow!
3 damage.
And it what that does your +1 automatically incorporate the magic?
I've already incorporated it, but I need to turn it on and off. I ought to set some more things up. Don't worry.
No, you're fine. And just so you know, you can just right now use a swift action to activate it, right? So
Yeah, but I don't.
that's fine. So and it takes four points of damage on top of whatever damage you guys dealt to it before, and then it falls down into the blades below, where it just it twitches a little bit, but then goes still. Well, hyena's done. That's good news. Remove that from initiative.
Can Rarin back up a bit?
Yeah, you can move back.
And then place the crossbow on the floor and draw his short sword? Have I got enough action for that?
Yeah. You draw your short sword as you're backing up, and then place the crossbow on the floor as a free action.
How
so you're
far
not
away is
using
the
crossbow
door?
anymore. Okay. On the other side of the pit, like 20 feet.
Yeah, but just go through the door and like be on the other side of the door.
I don't want to leave you guys.
Yeah.
No, last
Rarin
one through
wouldn't do
shuts
that.
it.
He's just
Last one through
just seen
shuts
his
it.
friend die. He'd back up towards the threshold of the door, I think.
Okay. So next is going to be a gnoll. Gnoll comes rushing up, rounds the corner, and then kind of like takes in the situation of what's going on, and then prepares itself to rush forward and start running. And effectively, because time doesn't freeze, it starts to rush forward to jump the gap with a hungry, angry look in its eyes. That's its turn because, again, hyenas just move so much faster. It got up here way quicker than it did. Immediately after that, another gnoll does the same thing. Comes up around the corner, sees what its friend is doing, and kind of gets ready to wait its turn to jump across the gap as well. Because can't have 2 people jumping at the same exact time. That's impossible. That brings us to Valorant's turn.
Okay. How far away is the one about to jump?
So 20 feet that way, 30 plus the 10-foot gap, 35 feet away.
35. So I can't hit it with Ray of Frost. Fuck.
Sorry.
That's okay. In that case, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna back up to the doorway.
You can prepare an action to hit it with Ray of Frost as soon as it comes in range.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go because there's 20 foot to the jump.
Correct.
I'm gonna back up through the door, looking through the door, prepare a Ray of Frost to hit it the second it like jumps over the thing where it's in range.
So you're in the doorway itself, so you're exactly 25 feet from this side of the pit.
Yes.
Okay, so if it succeeds on this side of the pit, it immediately gets hit. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That brings us to one's turn.
Feel free to barrel through me to shut the door.
Yeah. He says that.
One will place the crossbow on the ground and draw his battle axe,
Yep.
and then back up to the door.
Okay, so same exact
I'll
idea.
also use the swift action to use my protection judgment.
So you're not going through the door or anything. You're staying on this side.
Well, they're not through the door, are they?
No, neither of them are. Well, let's just say Valorant is just through.
Yeah.
And what's his name is just on this side, and then there's you.
Okay.
Tackle us through and then shut it.
I mean, if I can get through the door, I will, but I don't want to leave
Yeah, no, don't leave.
Rayron as the one that's going to take the hit.
You want to go last. Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you spend your move, you free drop the crossbow, move, backing up and drawing your sword. What do you do with your standard?
I'm gonna.
Oh, swift to activate your judgment.
Yeah.
So your bracers.
Yeah. Standard. I'm just gonna prepare an action for if someone comes in range to attack them.
Perfect. Sexy. Love it. All right. Another gnoll comes around the corner, and it also has to wait its turn. This is the one that's holding the crossbow bolt in its hands. It's now Neil's turn.
Neither of them have jumped yet.
No.
Right?
No. They're about to. Clearly.
I will prepare to cast a spell when one of them comes into range then.
Okay, perfect. First gnoll goes rushing forward and makes its big jumping debut. Oh my god, I rolled a natty 20. Of all the times for me to roll a natty 20 with a bad guy. Of all the times! So it jumps that gap easily. It does this huge, with 1 foot on this base of the chasm on this side, of the pit on this side, and it launches itself 20 feet. This huge, massive jump. It's actually genuinely impressive and frightening how far this thing jumps, because when you trigger your spell, it's not, as soon as it crosses the gap. It's no, it lands on this side. It's not in your face. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's 2 damage because of my point blank.
Okay. So you do, what's the AC for the no highness dead, DD dead. For the no, oh yeah, because they don't have shields. That 13 hits. You definitely hit with that one. Ray of Enfeeblement, where's the attack roll for that one? It doesn't have an attack roll set up. Huh.
It's a saving throw.
Yeah, no, but it does say you must make a. I don't
attack
know why.
roll because it's a ray. So do me a favor. We can fix that afterwards. Slash roll 1d20 plus. You have 0 bab, so just your dex.
Range touch right there. I can just roll it again.
Sure.
Should be that, shouldn't it?
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool. Easy
Oh,
fix. Oh, good, and you hit. That's sexy.
Yeah, that's.
And then
awesome.
how much? It's 1d6. So it needs to incorporate that one as damage.
Oh, yeah.
So
damn.
I make a saving throw first.
1d6 plus 1.
What's my fortitude save? Is actually good. I have a good fortitude save.
That's a real strong array.
It's not 1d6 plus 1 because it's per 2 caster levels, so it's just at this point 1d6.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
At level 10, it becomes the plus 5, which is just sexy. So I actually succeeded the fortitude save. So it just reduces the penalty by half. So roll your 1d6.
Oh,
Hey.
Yeah! Bastard! Oh god, okay. So luckily I love that monsters in the monster manual always have odd number strength scores, because yeah, go ahead, hit me with your odd number. It doesn't affect me. So I take 3, drops me down by 3 points of strength penalty, just good. And yeah, you can see it's on this side it takes a little hit, gets weaker, but it still stands up and keeps moving its way forward. And then comes up to finally attack. It's coming to attack the person that's first, who had prepared an action to attack him first. Go right ahead there.
Okay, let's see how we go.
chop his fucking head off as intimidation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
You hit. Roll your damage for me, baby.
Is the... Sorry, I've got... Here we go.
Oh, Jesus. It bothers me so much that this program rolls damage for critical hits even when you don't crit.
that is fucking terrifying.
It's like, it's like, come on. It's like disappointing. You're like, but all of the potential that's lost.
Monstrous.
And Unfunny One and I have looked at the code. To clean that up, to get rid of that,
You can kill an elephant with that slash. That crit? What the hell?
just don't piss him off. That's all.
Fucking yeah.
So he takes 6 points of damage from your attack after having already taken the 1 point of damage from the ray crossing the gap. Oh, was he within 30 feet? He was. So so he actually took 2. So he's taking
2
8
points.
points of damage in total, and he's still standing, and he's pissed, and he's coming for you, big boy. So here comes your attack, sir.
If only I'd minus the whole 6 off, that'd been fantastic.
Does an AC of 16 hit you, sir?
No.
Fuck. So, thrust at you with the spear, and it's one of those things, as he thrusts at you with the spear, you know what I mean? Kind of like dodge to the side and just throw the bracer in the way. And you could actually feel it wasn't just the bracer that had deflected it, but something was already pushing the attack out of the way before the bracer even got there. You can feel the magic of the bracers pouring through you. You can feel what it does. Whoosh, ching! And this is when you finally realize exactly what this power is. Obviously, we explained it out of game at the end of the last session, but in game, you come to the realization. Moving on. I think only one attack. After that is the other gnoll jumping, I believe. Mac Daddy make you wanna jump.
Did he roll 1? Did he roll 1?
You got a 6. So, rib splitter on the other side. And he's holding on with his arms and starting to try to climb and claw his way up. He'll have to do that next turn because he spent his turn doing that.
Look past the knoll in front of us, just...
And then
down,
after
get
that's
down.
going to be Val's turn.
Okay, well, I'm obviously going to try and hit the one that's right in front of us.
Yep.
Even though it might be smarter to go for the one that's currently on the ground.
It's important to note that attacking in melee does impose a -4 penalty to your attack rolls. I think I said that beforehand. There's also things like soft cover, but don't worry about that at the moment.
Melee with 1. I'm
Attacking into melee because of all the dodging and weaving and whatnot. Yeah, another rule that they stripped out of 5e that didn't make sense. I felt as though attacking into melee should have imposed disadvantage or something. But
okay, so
Not 200.
would it be easier for me to hit the one that's... Oh, you know what, I'm just... realistically, I would just go for the one in front.
don't worry, you already have point blank shot. You're probably going to grab precise shot, so you never have to worry about that as a feat.
You were saying? You were saying...
You attack the one immediately in front? Take the one right in front of you guys, right?
Oh no!
So I'm sorry, how much cold damage did you just deal to Jake?
4. Oh, the maximum I can do with a roll.
Oh no!
So you're saying is the dodging and weaving of combat is so complex that you just
What were
frosted.
you just saying about me not needing to worry about that? Literally just saying.
I mean, I meant in the future. You know, the future is now.
Yeah. I'm not going to listen to that anymore.
So you just hit me for 4, did you?
4 points of cold
I
damage.
That is the most I can do with that attack.
The most you've ever done with that attack.
It is, yeah.
Okay, well then. Well, continuing on. It is now one's turn.
I'm going to do that and then step back through the door.
Oh, do you want to
So
get an attack of opportunity against him one?
He's realized what he's done and gone, oh fuck.
So there's
No,
just
definitely wasn't me.
the one null in front of me.
Norwegian green. Norwegian green.
One-
That's cold.
One null in front of you, one clinging onto the side of the pit right now.
Correct. And one on the other side
So
of the
I'm gonna take. How's that null in front of us looking?
Fucked up.
Weak.
I'm gonna take a swing.
You could say feeble.
Haha.
Oh my god.
No! You get ready to swing, something hits you from behind, and you reflexively just turn and.
You look back. You're like looking back while you're swinging. Like, what the fuck? Just miss horribly. Good job, Tesh. You ruined everything.
Oh no!
You're the one that said this would be fine.
Don't blame it on me.
Swift action, try and demoralize him.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, you can.
What is
Beautiful.
this magic?
Intimidate check. Do you take a 10?
Yeah, I take a 10.
Which means you get a.
20.
Is it 20? Okay, so he just takes a 20 on an intimidation check as a swift action because his build.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he has four traits. You guys have 2. He has four traits. So because he put a feat on it. So he literally looks at this guy and says, or does.
You just kind of see him look back after getting hit in the back, and that's kind of probably what threw him off a little bit. And then he just looks forward and just screams straight in his
Howard
face.
starts running.
Well, you certainly do shake at the guy, just like "Wah!" Like you match even superior for your ferocity between you and him. You definitely shake in the guy. In case you guys aren't familiar, the shaking condition imposes a -2 to attack rolls and stuff like that. So it's actually a good thing for him to do this. So that is your turn. The next gnoll goes to jump the gap.
You mean climb up?
Lands on the first one.
Yeah, no, this is the jumping link. This hasn't jumped yet. This is the third gnoll. So he runs and he easily jumps over this. He gets a total of a 14. Yeah, he has a total of a 14, so he easily jumps over the other one. And then you'd think he'd turn around and help him, but these are gnolls. So he just starts pressing forward. Unfortunately, because of how big they are and how small the corridor is, it's not exactly like he can get up and attack this turn. But he's definitely.
You mean fortunately? You said unfortunately.
Depends on what side of the table you sit. So he can't really do that. But instead, what he does is he looks back and he sees a tasty morsel trying to get away. So he reels back and hurls a spear through the corridor down at Valoran on the other side. Oh, I love D&D.
How the fuck can he throw that past all that stuff through a door?
With penalties. Penalties that apply. So he hurls a spear at you, trying to get you on the other side. And unfortunately, on its way over, just out of instinct, like it easily goes past the gnoll in front of him and one who just steps to the side. But just out of instinct, what's his name there? Ray. Ray. He just like instinctively whips up with his sword and ends up like tipping the thing, which causes the spear to kind of spin sideways a little bit. Ends up clipping the doorway that it's going into, and just like rolls, like flops into the actual room and rolls to the side. Doesn't hit you.
You would hear a scream from Valorant anyway as it like lands in the room.
All right. After that's gonna bring us to Ray's turn again.
Rayron's gonna grasp hold of the inner side of the door and begin heaving. And he will say, 1! Drawing his attention to the fact that we are closing this door.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
So he's obviously interacting with that object, but it might be something that I have to hold my turn to close it to make sure.
It is an action to close the door, so it is exactly what you're saying. You're holding
so
your
I'm
turn.
waiting for one screw. I heave it closed.
Yep, exactly.
Make sure you know how to lock it. Yeah. Like look at the thing to make sure you know how to lock it now.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I know what I'm doing.
So next gnoll is the gnoll that's immediately in front of you, the one that had crossed the gap the first time, no problems. And so he is going to make his attack against you, sir. He's the feebled one. Oh, and he has the other. Oh, and feebled and shaken. Oh, fuck.
That's some hefty minuses.
Yeah.
He learned
And
about the word debuff today.
And he has to beat like 20, doesn't he?
Yeah, what's your AC?
What I see at the moment,
Yeah.
22.
Holy fuck. He ain't fucking beating that.
Thank God we have Jake with us.
It might actually be a good thing to have this gnoll in between, like blocking the way, because this gnoll.
The only way I can hit you is with a natty 20.
Yeah, exactly.
I rolled a natural 19. I missed.
Oh,
I have no modifiers. She took them all away. I'm literally rolling with a +0 at the moment. So, fuck. Okay, I miss. So,
Don't have
again,
to worry about attack of opportunity, except maybe a natty. So
with the spear, it hits against you, and you once again block it. There is still a 5% chance that he can hit you with an attack of opportunity. That's its turn. Next is the other gnoll's turn. He's going to start trying to scramble to get himself up on this side. Let's see how that one plays out.
are we going to hear another whimper? Yeah, another.
No, actually, I this is probably a good thing for you guys. I just literally rolled a natural 20. So I actually easily climb up.
Yeah, we'll get rid of those ones now.
Yep.
20s.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably really good news for you. Easily climbs its way up.
Good thing you rolled that one before the attacks.
It's now Val's turn. Val, the door's not closed yet. You still technically have your turn before it is. What do you do?
If I shoot into combat, I'm going to shoot him again.
one yells out, "Wait for me to get through the door, then frost it."
Hold the turn.
I would prepare Ray of Frost for the door to lock. I'm going to start trying to frost it.
And
No, like when I get through the door.
Oh, yeah, actually,
Frost the
no.
gnoll,
No, I get what
and
it
then
means, yeah.
close the door. Yeah.
I will prepare the Ray of Frost for when he exits thing, and then I'll zap him.
And it's your turn, one. What do you do?
I'm gonna 5-foot step back and then move through the door.
Okay, I thought you were gonna like attack first and then run through.
I wanted to, but if I get hit with a 20,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down just outside the door.
You sure?
Yeah, that would
I
actually.
agree.
You know what? You don't want to try?
Clear this up for me. Clear this up for me.
Just a little bit.
If I go down, I have orc ferocity. So can I keep moving?
You can. Ah, that takes the
And I'm
fun away. Ah!
Oh.
It takes the danger away from me. Oh.
Let's see if I can hit him.
Oh my god! 3 months in a row!
Oh my god.
Thank you for clearing up the algorithm for me. I've got it. You double won it. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god!
Yeah, now I'm gonna head through the door.
Oh my god, that's sexy.
Oh my god, that's so unfortunate.
All right. Well, let me see if I can attack you. An attack of opportunity. With a 0 modifier.
Neil, give us back our luck.
I'm not even shitting you. I literally rolled another natural 19. So, like, on my screen, battle axe, a red 4,
We all just went, oh.
followed by, because I have no modifier, followed by a 19. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's that close. Ah.
My heart just like died. I was like,
Literally every single one of us was like,
I love how the screen that's displayed for viewers just shows 2 red 4s. Like, I see so many more rolls on mine over here.
no, it just displays sadness.
Oh, yeah, the Ray of Frost. That's why you said 3 in a row.
yeah,
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
There's another wave coming, I think.
Yeah, there is actually when he's out of combat.
I will turn and go through the door.
Okay.
And then as he's through and out of the way, that's more like it. That's 3 damage.
Hey!
3 damage. Oh, and you guys had done so much beforehand. The gnoll is furious. It comes trying to rush after you, swings, misses, immediately tries to rush after you. And that's when you line up your attack, you finish your incantation, you throw forward that Ray of Frost, and it clips it right inside the chest. And all of a sudden you see it kind of like rushing forward, and then it comes to a stop. This thing was moving quick. Easily could have gotten into the door before it closed. This thing is so massive, despite the loss of strength, easily stronger than Rayrin, and could have ripped the door out of Rayrin's hands. But it stops, and it looks confused, and it looks down at its chest. It kind of like touches its chest, looks at its hand, and then as it starts to like almost like its weight starts to slump, the other gnoll behind it like just like smashes it out of the way and comes rushing forward, like trying to get to you guys. And so Rayrin's like, ah! and starts trying to pull the door shut as hard as possible, and pulls it shut. Rayron, you do get the door shut. It is closed between you and it. However, it is now a contest of strength as it is trying to grab the door and pull it from the other side. So it doesn't, because there was nothing to grab on the other side. It tries. You're almost getting the door shut, and it grabs its fingers on it through the spear, and it's doing a contest of strength between the two of you. So it is trying to rip the door out of your hands. You're setting the DC for me. Please, sir, roll your strength check.
Rayron's gonna pull as hard as he can and bite its fingers.
You.
Oh, let's hope
It's
I
got a
finger
high
bite
strength.
hard enough.
Neil, I believe you have one of those luck pool dice left.
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had one. You had two, and
We
you
got
finally
one
used
extra.
one.
We got one extra. Yeah.
Remember?
God, I'm using all of them.
Just
But
do it.
we'll
Fucking do
die
it.
otherwise. Please roll a 4.
Oh.
Okay. And just so you know, you use that one. You think you have 0, but somebody else gave you one about 40 minutes ago, so you actually have one more. So, yeah. You've received, I think, 6 so far this session. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, and you've used 5 of them.
Oh my god.
So,
Oh my God.
people are being very nice to you.
Oh my god.
You. I'm rolling. That's what I'm doing. And this is not a weakened one. Yes.
Oh fuck! No, can you not? Yeah, we're gonna die.
Get a 9 total. Grabs there, starts trying to pull, and it's literally, you're saying, you're like, I'm pulling the door, she's pulling the door, and then I give it a little bit of give, just have to get my face in there and bite its fingers. And when it howls, I slam the door shut, spitting tufts of fur out of my mouth.
Lock it.
You literally watch Rayron bite its fingers in front of you.
As
Like
soon
when
as,
it comes to biting a thing's hand or dying.
Aaron would be more disgusted if he wasn't terrified. Like, he understands.
as soon as you shut the door, the lock engages itself. And you're good. Because this is a safeguard, right? This is a very well defended fortress, clearly. And there you guys
So
are.
do they try and get through the door?
You hear scratching, you hear banging, you hear howling, you're clawing, but
They don't set up any traps?
what was that? Oh, my
There were
apologies.
traps.
Yeah. So as they're trying to get to the door, there were what did I say? 3 traps on the door. 2 of them you could avoid, and 1 of them you had to trigger, which you did so intelligently, so it didn't affect you, right? So they are panging and clawing at the door, and you do hear more hoots and hollers and pain and whatnot happening on the other side. So the traps must have been triggered, but there are still noises over there afterwards.
Okay.
So you guys are safe.
We should
You know,
chain the iron door and barricade the inner door. And then try to get some rest.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Last thing we need is that bird. Whatever it is coming in here.
so you guys make your way.
I forgot about that. Fuck.
You guys make your way as quickly as you can over towards the other door, like through it. Glance through. You're not stupid. Is the bird in there? No. Okay. Rush over to the other one. You glance through. Is the bird out here? All right, no. All right. The gap is too wide for a single set of manacles, so we need rope or something. One.
Well, the iron frame? But it's doors.
Yeah, but it's all rusted and banged. But that's okay. One luckily
I have
has
3 sets of manacles.
multiple sets of manacles.
Oh my god.
So,
Hey, I got them from your slavers.
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we look a little bit perturbed. He like pulls out one set and he's like, oh, not quite, and pulls out another and we're like, pulls out another and we're like,
Hang on, what?
I thought you were a breaker of chains.
One
They can break later.
Yeah. So you guys are able to lock, get the whole thing set up, grab chunks. You're like, I still don't see it, but fuck it, and run through, shut the door, and wedge it.
do we, birds, before we wedge the inner door, animals run away from fire. Do we burn the nest, or will that attract it back? Or will it mean that it will never come back because its nest has been burnt?
I'd be worried about pissing it off more. Yeah. See, it might find the chains an inconvenience, but it might dislike that, but also might not be angry and come back in.
Is there enough like refuse and stuff that I can kind of make a weird line of stuff that I could just like set on fire and it could go towards the nest if that thing returned?
The only issue with that idea is it's going to be difficult to have that fire then travel underneath the door that you're trying to wedge shut and continue over there. Because none of you guys have oil or anything, do you?
No, I'm just double checking.
I have a sun rod for if we need to scare something, but I don't think that's all I have.
Sun rods are called like flares.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll leave that idea. It's just a thought.
Fair to...
And we wedge that other door, maybe with another manacle. As we have access to metal chain, use metal chain.
Yeah. No, you used all three for the door outside, so you guys are good there. And at least for now, you're fine, you know. And you wedge the door on the inside to the best of your ability, and you guys are able to.
We have a spear, a gnoll-made spear as well, which we could use to properly wedge through.
It's true. You do actually have a spear.
Can we do
We'll
the
use
whole
that as well, I
slide
think.
through thing? Yeah.
Perfect. Do that. Absolutely. Now it is only like midday-ish. You know what I mean? It's not super late. A little bit later because of how long you spent. No. I would say it's afternoon. Into afternoon because of how much time it took for you guys to
Get through that first door.
Yeah. Well, get all the way up and all that fun stuff like there.
Before we barricade the door, can I, like when we go outside to make sure the bird's not around or whatever, can I have a look around and see if I can see any other gnolls or anything coming towards like the entrance?
Absolutely. If you guys want to spend some time on that balcony out there, we can definitely do that. So first of all, make your perception check.
The
When
way
you
he's
say
saying
we,
that is terrible.
There's a very strong we there. I think you mean
Yeah.
one.
I think we know Valorant's stats are going out on the balcony.
I love how Norwegian Green goes, he rolled a 1. Name your character D20.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I'm not going to linger out there, but I would go out and just look over to where I saw them coming from before.
Mm-hmm. So you look down and you look about and whatnot. You don't see them coming. You don't see them out, in, anything like that. You don't see any of them coming. If you guys want, you never really looked through the balcony before. You're welcome to try to like look through that area.
Let's do that.
Let's do that real quick, yeah. Do you sift? Do the thing with the... Valorant actually say, just do the thing where you look quickly in the thing.
Yep, so we'll do that.
You can pop another perception for me.
He says from through the door,
I missed
do the thing.
I desist. Because there might be something useful in there to stop us from being...
That's true, actually.
Alright, for a sift, it's -5 to this roll.
But you're being helped, sir.
Huh. From the same row?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So as you're up there and you're looking about and whatnot for what could be in the area, I mean, at first nothing jumps out at you, nothing at all. You can't find any details over there. But then eventually, because I mean, it's not like anything's hidden. There's no hidden doors. It's just a matter of finding stuff. Sorry, I just keep getting little hiccupy burpy things. As nothing is there, you eventually go over towards a pile of like the bones and the stuff and the rotted equipment or whatever that's there, and you eventually find a small little belt. What are they called? Potion belt. That's right there. So this is a potion belt that usually a potion belt, a normal one, can hold 6 potions on it comfortably, easily within reach, right around your belt area, right? The potion belt happens to have in it 3 potions still. Same part of the potion belt is they don't just hold potions. You can also roll up scrolls really tight and tuck it in there. So you can see that of the 6 slots, they're all filled. There's 3 potions and there's 3 rolled up bits of parchment. So picking them up and like looking at them for a second, you're kind of like trying to check out the parchment, check out the potions, and it looks as though all of the potions, the corks are semi-rotted, but still for the most part intact. And the scrolls, honestly, 2 of them have completely, like, you open them up and they're just soppy and nasty and ugh. You know what I mean? But one of them, it's actually intact enough that you can still make out the characters, even if it's a little difficult to read at first. Do me a favor. Roll me a linguistics check, sir.
I have read magic, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I can figure out those potions.
That's you.
Who's rolling?
You won. Linguistics.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Linguistics. Okay.
Yeah.
Jake's like, oh boy.
Right.
I need
There
to
we
get rid
go.
of that potion of mage armor because I don't have that anymore.
You're looking at it, and this is actually written in Daelish, which is the common language of the East. Sorry, the human language of the East.
Yep.
And so you're like, oh, I know this language. I actually know this phrasing. I mean, it wasn't originally written for your god, but it certainly could be used in the service to your god. This is a scroll of lesser restoration.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's a real nice one to have.
and there's definitely 3 potions here that maybe you can kind of figure out what they are. So, kind of grabbing up this small little treasure, you can rejoin the rest of the people back inside.
Yep. So I'll pick them up and go in and just say, I'd hand off the scroll to probably Valorant and say, lesser restoration.
Sorry, rules of the game. It's easier for you to cast that spell than it is for him, because that's
Oh, is
actually
it?
it's actually on your spell list.
Oh, that
Okay.
makes sense.
All right. Well, then
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah,
I think that's what he meant by the.
because he'll have to roll use magic device to fake his wisdom to be high enough,
Okay. Yep.
and then fake his class. So whereas you just have to beef up your class, and at a certain
Yeah.
level you'll be able to just use it. So
Okay.
Okay, you
Sweet.
keep that then, yeah. I will take the potions though. I'll have a look at what they are.
sure. And so again, I believe you have an ability that allows you to just do that.
Yeah. So not only will I do this, just to help, I will then also I have the thing that
That's what it was.
so I can spellcraft.
There you go. Craft them spells for me. All right, perfect. So you looking at these potions and trying to get a moment looking through them. One of them is a cool light blue color, and you taste it and it almost tastes like invigorating spring water. And you're like, I know what this is. It's a minor healing potion. It's a potion of cure light wounds. Potion of cure light wounds is 1d8 plus 1. Another one of them, as soon as it touches your tongue, you feel like a jolt of energy, like a natural quickness to you. You know what I mean? You can actually like feel like invigorated and whatnot. It's Cat's Grace.
Ooh, another cat's grace.
The last one that you pick up and you end up checking out, you can't tell by taste. It takes a little while to see the way it works. It's actually near the end of your experimentation. You realize that when you throw a tiny droplet at the wall, it just sticks. And you're like, huh. You peel it off the wall and put it a little higher, it sticks. Spider climb.
Because of course that's how it works. You drink it and it sticks to your throat and your stomach, and then all of a sudden you can as well.
No, saliva breaks it down, Neil. Saliva breaks down the magic. Neil. What are you, a warforged? No. So, perfect.
Okay. Do I do anything? Baron would probably actually put on the belt if no one like refuses, and put the other 2 potions on the belt that were already in his pack.
All good.
Okay. He's gonna do. He'll say what they are and say if anyone needs them, feel free to ask. I have them on hand ready. And yeah, so he also puts the potion of Pass Without Trace and potion of Hide Animals in there. Do I need to do anything special with the belt, or
No.
say what they are? Okay, cool.
No. So a potion belt is just something to have potions quickly on hand, easily grabbable.
Yep.
There's Masterwork potion belts that can hold more, and then there's I don't know if this exists in Pathfinder normally, but I've always invented this like specialized type of potion belt that allows you to hold 3 on your shoulder, and you can drink them as a swift action instead of a standard action. So
Damn.
yeah, but that's like an expensive piece. It's like 115 gold. That's how I've always done it in my campaigns. So
That's cool though.
But yeah, it's useful.
But yeah, that potion of minor healing would be mighty useful. Not right now, because I assume we heal when we rest.
Well, that's the
If we add
question.
it-
Do you guys rest right now?
Yes, we should. I think we should take some time to have a breather. One of us should make sure we're always listening to the door, and then perhaps we could check out the rest to see whether the rest of the ruin to see whether there's another way out.
I think that is a good idea. I should say we should check this room first to make sure there's no other entrances that we don't know about, and then rest. I think it's more
Yes.
important we know if there's any other ways in.
We already know they're a fan of hidden doors.
Yes, exactly. I mean, who knows? We may even find a hidden alcove we can hide in, which is even safer.
That was in the hallway back there, that service room. No. So you make your way to throughout the room and try to search and see if you can find something that would be. You guys just spend time because there's so much time left in the day. You're not in a rush. You just take a 20, everybody searching through it or whatever. And eventually you find nothing really noteworthy here. There's no equipment. There's no... if there was anything that was valuable, is long since rotted many, many years ago. You also, the piles, the little nests, whatever they were, you can't even, they're so old, you can't even make out what kind of nests they would have been back in the day. But things like rats and kobolds do nests in corners, so maybe somewhere between there. Either way, the final door, the last door, you guys choose just to not disturb it, right? Like, let's leave that one be.
Let sleeping gnolls lie.
Yep, there you go.
Speaking of which, are they still scratching in the door?
It did for a while, probably about 45 minutes or so, and then finally it stopped.
Did we hear any yelps of pain as they tried to jump back?
No.
They might have just decided to rest there.
Oh, that would be that would not be good. It's true though.
Okay. So you guys spend the night resting, relaxing, getting all of your energies back up. And overnight you heal, because some of you aren't familiar with this edition. Overnight you heal your level in health points.
Fucking really?
It's plus your con, isn't it?
Did Pathfinder do that to be nice?
Oh, please tell me.
No.
Scott doesn't even know the rules!
Please tell me, because that'll at least put me at a fucking 7.
Natural healing. Oh, stupid. No, natural healing. Injury and death. No, that's fucking 5e. We're gonna points by resting. Natural healing. With a full night's rest, 8 hours, sleep or more, you recover 1 health point per character level. Any significant interruption to your rest prevents you from healing that night. The only other thing you can do is if somebody has long-term care. Does somebody have the heal skill?
I mean, the skill's there, but I don't have any, and it's not ticked.
So if no, you don't have to have it ticked to do it, I don't believe, but you do have to have a healer's kit, and somebody has to roll the skill check. Does anybody have a healer's kit? I thought it was actually inside one of the adventuring packs that one of you guys grabbed.
I got the skull as one.
No? Okay.
No, I didn't actually do put the stuff in the kit in line, so.
No, you're fine. And Neil, I thought that was the kit that we had selected for you had that in it. Maybe I'm mistaken. Okay.
No, it didn't.
So that means no long-term care. So it's you heal 1 health point overnight.
One fucking health point.
And mind you, Neil, you have to understand, I still complain that Pathfinder and 3rd edition are way too, forgiving. They don't feel gritty. You heal too easy. And you're like, but I want to heal all my health points overnight and get my short rest abilities back. Yeah, that's where you guys stand. Or sit.
And what do we get back overnight?
All of your abilities.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you had healing spells, you would have cast them right before you passed out. But your divine caster doesn't have healing spells yet. It'll probably be around level up.
Well, I mean, we got this health potion. In case of emergency. Yeah, pour it into 3 cups.
So the next...
in case of emergency, the worst injured, which is probably Raren, So in case of emergency, it goes to Rayron. I'll give it to him for now, actually, to hold on to. So,
Sweet potion of healing.
yeah, if worse comes to worse, you chug that thing, because hopefully that means you can do some fighting without risk of dying.
I think that's fair.
Let's just roll a 1 and get 2 health from it.
I bit a gnoll for you guys, just saying.
Yeah, you did. You also got bitten by a gnoll. No, you got bitten by a hyena.
Yeah.
Which you fucking kicked into a pit. No, shot into the face into a pit.
Don't just bite someone and get away with it.
Do you guys, do you want to drink it now or do you want to wait?
Wait, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's play the way that I do. Hold on to it. You never know if you're going to need it later.
We should probably check out the rest of the rooms.
Yes, carefully, I think.
So you guys rest overnight. You didn't hear anything tonight from the chains or the bird or anything. You didn't hear anything overnight for whatever reason. So you go over to the other door and you are going to look for traps, of course, first. Why would you?
Easily be an old abandoned nest. There's no reason why they would have a nest if they didn't intend to lay an egg.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sorry.
You're fine.
That was like, oh, really? It's like, please no.
Jake, do you want to investigate the door to see if there's any traps on it? I love how our Inquisitor somehow became our rogue.
He has such an insane perception compared to us.
That's not saying anything though. I think my daughter has an insane perception. Yes.
Hey, I just roll shit. I have a +4.
There we go.
Holy shit! It's 25.
What were you saying, Scott?
Oh
Huh?
yeah.
He's our perceptive boy.
Coming home from the pub after a glass of wine, I spotted a mouse in the bushes.
What do your orc eyes see?
My lizard brain just spotted movement, and I just went.
Sorry,
That's
Jan.
why the orc's good. A half orc, because the lizard brain's just taken over, you know.
So you go over the door and you just check it, make sure there's no traps or anything like that, nothing that's stands out or whatever. And you actually come to find out there are no traps on this door at all. Not only are there no traps, there's no locks on this door either. The way the door opens is, again, it's a big, heavy wood door. The wood's old and beat up, but not rotted by any stretch. It's just old. And it has iron bands and whatnot around it, reinforcing it and giving it a really cool ornate look. But the way that you open is you actually slip your hand, almost like a car door. Like you slip your hand in and then kind of grab, built into the iron, almost like a lip, and you pull open that way. And so the door pulls open into this room, similar to how the other one did too. And so when you pull that door open, it actually pulls a lot easier, a lot more smooth than you expected it to. It's a bit of rust, so there's a bit of a, when you do so, but it is relatively smooth. The next room on the inside actually opens up into a corridor. So not like a very narrow corridor with a bunch of doors coming off of it. It's actually kind of a wide corridor that's inside there. I mean, like 15 and a half, 16 feet wide, like a pretty wide corridor that stretches down. You can believe at the far end is likely not. Actually, it's too far for you to see this, right? It's darkened in the natural light. So you can send the lights down there. I imagine dancing lights down to the far end.
Oh yeah.
Which is about 100 feet over, and you can actually see there is another door that's on the other end, and there's 3 more doors that come off of this corridor as well. So 2 to the left, 1 to the right, and then again there's the one on the far end. So obviously you need to check out which ones these are, and so you're gonna use procedures to be safe as you go. You go over to the first door, and you try to check it out, see if there's any traps. Feel free to roll for me, Jake. Same as before, you don't find any traps, nothing whatsoever. And again, same as before, it just seems like it unlocks.
I don't think there'll be many or any traps up here.
Yeah, realistically,
We're
I
past
think.
the heavily trapped.
Yeah. This is this door pushes in, and so you go to push it in. It doesn't. Push it again. It doesn't.
Fake door. Try to sift beyond.
Yeah, sure. So I will look at the door again. And
There are keyholes.
I think you have to peek through something, don't you? See what the
Is there a keyhole?
Is there?
No keyhole. But go ahead, you can do your sift. Because there's still like hinges and whatnot around. You're still checking a 10-foot square. You know?
Yeah. So it's just a door on the door.
So -5 to this.
Okay, so it's a 9. You're perceiving the door from the other side, this side, all around the hinges and everything, and you come to realize, it is locked, but it's like whatever it is that's doing it, it's like the locks from there's obviously the hinge side of the door, and then the other side has like locked upwards and downwards into the ceiling and floor, the pegs that are sticking out, similar to how you had like the big one outside, but this one here, it doesn't have a turning mechanism anywhere on it. You don't see any turning mechanisms on this side or that side. You don't see any locks or anything. You all of a sudden detect the presence of magic. There's a bit of a divination that exists here. Almost like this door is looking for something. And then of course there's enough abjuration to keep the door locked.
This door appears to be the key would not be a key. That piece of rubble.
Does it have a spherical shaped depression in it?
Nothing like that.
I don't think it's looking for something. There is something holding. There is a spell holding the door shut, and then it is looking for something. A divination spell. So something might.
Rowan's going to step forward and like move his hand down, feeling for like depressions, holes, grooves, slots.
You find nothing running your fingers over it. I mean, obviously there are those, but those to the sake of the design of the door as opposed to seeming to leading to something on the other side.
It may be a key, or it may require a key that is not a key. It is something we may find here, or it might. I mean, it's a long shot that it would be the piece, but you never know.
And there are 3 other doors in the corridor, of course.
Yeah, just try pressing it against the door just in case, and then, if not, we move on to the next door.
Rummage through his backpack, and he looks at Valorant unconvinced. And then
it's likely not going to work, but you never know.
You press the hunk of stone against the door, and nothing happens.
Oh, well. Search the other rooms. There might be stuff in there.
You go to the second door, which is the one that's on the right, halfway between the 2 on the left. And you go to the one on the right. You search through it, same as you did this one, to the same result. And then again, in the final one, you search through it, to the same result. Feel free to roll me another perception check if you want.
Can I roll a knowledge check to see whether this is a form of mal, sort of, a lock that the mal are known to commonly use?
Yeah. Can I also do that?
Why don't you guys, with the better of you two, roll as the 2 of you start discussing it while one is searching the doors and listening?
Is it if it's knowledge history, I should definitely roll this.
That's fine. Knowledge history is great, and he'll give you a +2 as you guys are kind of conversing.
So that's a total of
Neil's
+9.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's parse through these. So first of all, 1, as you're at the door, you're like touching it, searching it, so on and so forth, second, third, or whatever it is. And like you also press your ear against it at one point. You're just not afraid it's gonna burn your ear off or anything ridiculous like that. I just realized I still have combat music on because I'm terrible. So
With low enough health, it still counts.
Yeah, right. Every moment's a danger. So you press your ear against it, even just try to listen to it because you know it's not going to burn your ear off or anything like that. And you feel like you hear something on the other side, like vibrations. Maybe it's not creatures or people, something moving, on the other side. You feel like you can feel the vibrations of some degree of movement on the other side. It's just you cannot put your thumb or your ear on what it is. As for the knowledge check, yeah, absolutely. This is not unusual in the least bit that the mole would use. They were not a particularly magical race, but they did not shy from magic when it came to certain things. They used them integrated here and there. They just never had warcasters and great sorcerers and things like that. They didn't have these clerics of immense power. They were shamanistic for the most part, so they did have magic at their disposal, but nothing like the gnomes or a Malta or even the Perrin have. Too much less.
I would relay that and also relay that I'm hearing something on the other side of the door.
No, you're not. One is.
Oh, one is, okay.
Yeah, I would have my hand on the door, and I would just say, there's movement on the other side. I can feel the vibrations.
Peculiar. Should we try the others? There's 2 more on the other side, correct?
So more or less that was the next 2. The last one is the one that's at the far end of the corridor.
What if these are prison cells?
I struggle to believe that if it was a prison cell, there would be anything alive on the other side.
I'd hope not.
Yes. Well, last door.
I'm just going to knock on the door. I'm just going to be like, and see if there's any reaction from
I'm
behind the
gonna
door.
laugh if it fucking knocks and clink.
It's literally the knock spell is knocking. No, so you knock on the door, just one like loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to see if there's any I can feel any like vibrations or reactions to it.
Okay. So I mean, other than the fact that you just knocked on a iron wrapped wooden door, nothing happens that you can tell. You listen afterwards. Nothing seems to change. You don't hear any more or any less.
Is it rhythmic?
Not following a specific pattern, no.
Okay. It doesn't seem to react to the noise.
No.
I don't know if it's
Perhaps-
a creature or something else.
Could be that the lock is sound-based. But maybe we should just check this last door. We may find a key.
When you go to the last door, and I imagine you inspect that one as well, sir. Feel free to roll me this other perception check. It's like you just have that hot keyed.
It's like natty 1.
There you go.
I don't think you imagined you were going to be the trap checker when you built this character. It's so funny.
He has such a high perception.
It literally happened when I'm playing the
Gotta
video
spot
game.
those heretics.
Hell, hey! Perfect. So, you go up to the door and you're inspecting it, and same idea as all the other ones. Same exact thing. Doesn't look like any traps, doesn't look like any locks, doesn't look like anything's there, blah, 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 blah. And so you're like, screw it. Push. Oh, sorry, this one's at pull. Grab, pull it. And it pulls open.
As it starts to open, I would be like, and very slowly, raise my hand.
One door actually opens. Is it supposed to do this?
So when it pulls open on the other side, it opens up into a chamber. It's a round chamber that has within it, and there's no other doors in or out of it. It's a round chamber that has within it a large round table. On top of that round table is almost seemingly like a 3D map. Like somebody had constructed one a long time ago, kind of set into the table. Usually things like this aren't permanent. There's like chunks can be removed and other parts put in because, obviously things alter over time or whatever. But it was a constructed 3D map on top of this table. All around the room, there's like the walls are relatively smooth with other bits of furniture that have honestly over the years have not been too kind to the wood. They've kind of like rotted and whatnot. There at one point in time there were like other parchments and whatnot that could have been hung up in here, but they've long since rotted and collapsed onto the ground and just to have nothing that can be legible off of them. But what is important is the table is still fully formed. Again, I'm saying table. It's almost like a large stone. It's almost like a large pedestal. Is in the center. But also in the room, you see a figure standing there. It's a figure with a cloak that they're wearing, not drawn over their head or anything like that. The cloak is deep, almost black, but deep green in color. Their hair is silver, very, very like light in color. Their eyes are faded. Their skin weathered, old, wrinkled, looking very beaten and worn down. You can see that the way that they were leaning against the wall, clearly they're using it for support. And as they push themselves off of it, they actually are able to hold themselves steady with a cane that they have in hand. And so, as you guys come walking in, they stand to address you and say, "Oh, welcome. It's nice to have company."
I want to look at the other two like, am I crazy? Is this, what is...
What does this guy look like?
It's hard to tell because he's so old. You believe he's human. Wait a second. Is he though? It even takes it's funny. It even takes Valrin a couple of moments because of just how old and weathered they are. You don't see many of those back home. But no. He's Perrin. Not human. So he looks to you and says, and you cast detect magic, and you do detect magic in this room. Actually, you detect a decent amount of magic in this room. Aberration magics, divination magics, things like that, similar to the doors, but much more prominent in this room. But nothing specifically coming off of... No, it's there. It's just barely holding on. There's a small amount of transmutation over him as well.
Valorant would immediately just say, there's a lot of magic in this room, and some magic's coming from him. Transmutation. Small, but it's there.
Perceptive you are. Gifted with the sights. I'm glad of that. Yes, there's magic on me, because I am bound here, and this magic keeps my body from fading to the last. Long time ago, my wonderful years were lived, and I've been stuck in this body for too long indeed. Come, let us discuss what has been and what will become. And with that, why don't we end the session for you guys?
You fucker! I have a wild and crazy theory about who this guy is.
Wild and crazy kids. Oh, God. Well. Hope you guys had fun. I know that obviously, Neil, you need to get going soon to go over to your little game over on Ollie's channel. But so why don't we Tesh? Who are you? How can we find you?
Hi, I'm Tesh of the Tesh Tube. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. YouTube, I post mostly VODs of my streams at the moment, but also the occasional other videos. Then Twitter, post lots of cute animal gifs and updates about the other two. And then Twitch, I've been streaming a lot more lately of various games. If you like looter shooters, definitely lots of those. But yes, you should come check me out.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tesh. Neil, where are you going to be next?
Hey guys, I'm Neil, or @Naghai, or @Naghai_ on Twitter. You can find me here, or in an hour on twitch.tv/Hollyrant for Yavaskir, Brothers Love. I think we've moved on to Brothers and Mothers Love, but yeah, we've been beyond that. It's a Mother's Love, which is Ollie's custom homebrew world of Yavaskir, which is very different to this homebrew world.
Oh, it
a lot
is
more Heroes.
Yeah, it is very different. Every country is going to be different in every world, right? But it is very, very different, and it has a long history because he's streamed, 8 seasons now, I think, in that world?
It went on long before that. Years before.
Well, yeah, but streamed, because is all that viewers would have access to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right, wonderful. And Jake, we're eventually going to drag him kicking and streaming into the wonderful world of Twitter so he can join the awful conversations of terror.
Yeah, I'm Jake. You can find me here every Wednesday. What is it? Wednesday morning for you, Scott?
Yeah, but don't worry about it. You can say your time because you're AU.
Well, technically it's 3 a.m. on Thursday. So...
There you go. It's fuck all o'clock.
2:30 a.m. here.
Oh, yeah. It's a weird half-hour time zone thing. Awesome. All right, and then lastly, so we can get out of here and we can all have our fun little chatters that you guys can't listen to. You guys can, of course, if you want to support the show, there's a billion ways that you can do it. You know how to do it on Twitch and everything else. Wonderful. But if you want to slide over to the Patreon, you can do it over there as well, where you can impact the world and give them gifts, like some of the stuff that they may have found today. Wonder who that came from. All right, guys. I will see you all soon. Probably sooner than you want or expect. Bye.